everyone. Alright, so just a bit of a quicker video today. I've got a few up my sleeve that I'm trying to work on at the moment, so I thought this would be a nice easy one to get up for you guys. It is my top 10 colouring supplies that I personally love and use probably the most out of all my supplies. Alright, well let's get started. These are in no particular order. I've just grabbed the 10 things that I love the most. I'm not putting them in any sort of order. This is just how I'm grabbing them. Okay, so the first one's a bit of a dual one. It is Colourless Art Masking Fluid, and I love masking fluid. I use it a lot when I do my ink backgrounds, sometimes when I do my Neocolor backgrounds as well. I like to put the masking fluid on first before I put the background on, just so it masks any of that colour going onto the picture. This also goes hand in hand with this brush. Now this brush is a silicone brush and it is just a Montmart, like a cheap brand, but it's a painting and sculpting brush. And this is actually what I apply the masking fluid with, and this was a game changer for me. Yeah, applying it with a paintbrush wrecks the tip, so at least this, you know, I'll just let it dry, roll my fingers off, and it's clean. So, no more now, it's bedtime. So this was a game changer, this brush, with the masking fluid. So that's kind of a two-in-one item. The next item that I really love is Glossy Accents. This dries to a clear finish, so I like to use it for like eyes or little details that I want to stand out on a page and be nice and shiny, and it does stay a little bit raised, but it's beautiful. So this is the Ranger brand, Glossy Accents. So number 2. Number 3 are water-based markers. Now I love these for basing my pictures with and then coming over with my pencils after. So yeah, fill it that white space before I come in with my pencils. So yeah, I've got Crayola Super Tips and Montmart dual tip markers. They're both just cheap markers. There's nothing special about them. But yeah, use them to base my pictures with. Some pictures, I don't base all of them with them. So that's number 3. Number 4 is black pens. Black fine tip pens that are permanent. Now, sometimes when using like your Neo 2s or putting a lot of layers down on your picture, your line work starts to disappear. And I like to go back in with my black pens and actually go back over that line work to make it stand out again. Because I want the lines out, I don't want them to disappear. I know some people paint them so you can't see them, but I like them. So black pens, black fine point pens is the next one. The next one is Derwent Inktense. I love my Derwent Inktense. I like them as a base, but then I also like to layer them to get a you know, like a more intense color and a more intense outcome as well. So good for both things, but yes, I love my Inktense. They're beautiful. All right, the next one I love, staying with the pens and pencils, are white gel pens. Now these ones are my absolute favorite. I've tried so many different ones, and these are the Jelly Roll, the Sakura Jelly Roll, but they're the size 10. They're the thicker one. The size 8 one I find is just not anywhere near as good as what the size 10 is. Like I've said, I've tried a few different ones, but these, I've always come back to these. I've got a supply of these all the time. So yeah, they're my faves. Then I've got a Montmart. So again, these are only cheap. Electric eraser. So this is, I've had this for probably going on 2 or 3 years now. So the heads are fully, or the nibs are replaceable, so they just come out like that. And it comes with nibs that you can replace with, or you can buy, I think, them separately anyway. But yeah, battery operated, chuck the batteries in and off you go. So yeah, electric eraser. This thing does so good, not just for my wrist, but you know, to do like little bubbles or little circles. You can work those little tiny areas really well. All right, the next one I chose was these. So my Copic Colourless Blender. So I've got the big bottle, which I fill up this with, and then fill my pens up with this, or like to dab it onto the ends because I like my pen to be really juicy. And I actually use these to activate my Inktense. So instead of using water, I activate all of my Inktense pictures with the colorless blender, and it just works so well. There's no mess. The colors stay intense. I'm not shifting the color around on the page, especially when I'm trying to blend. It's just seamless, and I absolutely love it. And I'd probably never go back to using water again unless it's a really big space. Yeah, it's been a game changer finding that. So that one. And then the next one I picked were my Memento inks. So I haven't opened this packet. Well, it looks like I have, but I haven't. I just got these yesterday, but I've got a huge supply of them, and I love ink pads for backgrounds. They are so freaking easy. Actually, along with this, I'll show you, because this was a game changer as well. And this is my box of all my inks. Okay, it's not in there. I'll just grab it. Okay, so along with the ink pads are these brushes. And these are just little makeup brushes, like foundation brushes. And this is how I apply them. So these little brushes are so thick, and the density is really nice. So I rub it on the ink pad and then rub it onto my picture. So yeah, these things are game changers. I need some more because it's starting to get a bit fluffy. But yeah, so the Memento Dewdrop ink, but I think you could pretty much use any ink pads you like. For your background. So this has been a game changer for backgrounds for me. Love it. And along with these is what I mainly use the colorless blender with. So yeah, that's the next one. Last one is my Coliro paints and my gold drawing ink. So I'm going to put them into the same sort of category because I use them mainly for the same things. But it's this gold one here. It's beautiful, but I also use a lot of the pinks for doing like moons and anything that I want a little bit shiny. So I can actually put a little bit of this on as a shimmer, and it doesn't actually show unless you move the book. So for me, they have been beautiful. So that's the Coliro water paints, and same with the gold ink. It's beautiful for like your moons and your suns and stars and things like that. So beautiful with galaxies and things. So that's my 10th one. 10th one. The other thing is just a bonus. I haven't tried it yet, but this is my favorites to try are these glossy or glaze jelly rolls, because as I said, I love the glossy accents, but just to avoid the raised section, the raised sort of feel to it, I thought I'm going to give these a go and see if it gives me a flatter option than the glossy accents. So yeah, alright guys, well that was my top 10 favorite supplies that I use in my coloring books. Yeah, comment below, what's your absolute favorite supply, if not your top 3? I'd love to see what everyone else thinks about supplies as well. So alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy and keep coloring. See you later.